Okay.
Welcome, Susan.
Thank you.
BJ will now play your trailer again, so people on Facebook can see who you are.
Thank you.
Then after that, Tammy has a question for you. You can see.
I think I was about 5 when I realized that other animals were really just like us.
Here's this cruelty. Now what?
We're out here to educate people on the cruelty of wearing fur. This is one step in the right direction.
That message is to be kind to all animals.
I was animal crackers, that's what they called me. I was so vocal about not harming animals.
If you want to protest across the street, that's a public right-of-way.
You must disperse this assembly within 10 minutes.
Okay, everybody stay calm.
We're not a society that believes it's okay to abuse animals.
We have to have that building block of kindness, which is empathy.
We're here to say bravo to Susan Hargreaves and thank you for 40 years of incredible volunteer and dedication.
There's so much further to go. There are many other kids just like them around the world who are speaking out and acting for animals.
Beautiful. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me back again to VCOP. I'm glad to be here. I'm in good company as usual. And I'm really glad to be able to talk about the Heart Whisperer original documentary today that's 16 minutes and 16 seconds long. So it's a short. And it's changing minds and hearts in universities and film festivals around the world. It has, it's so far got 7 selections, awards, and finalists in film festivals. And it has reached many university students where I go into the schools and the universities in person, and we lead a discussion after the film and about how other animals are really treated. And it is eye-opening for so many because they don't realize that male chicks are killed in hatcheries and that wildlife are confined in such unnatural ways. They don't even realize that it's mother cows that have had a baby and they're drinking their milk. And without doubt, it does not matter how much education the person has had and even how kind the person is. They don't realize it. But when they do realize it, that's when they act. And that's my goal with the Heart Whisperer film, is to bring it into universities and for as many people who are not vegan yet to see it. And I'm so thankful to Shaun Monson, the iconic filmmaker and creator of Earthlings, which is a great veganizer of a film in itself, for him to lend his expertise. And he really was the film maestro in this. He took all these old news clips from like the early 80s, and he wove together this story in a way that's not boring, not preachy, and compelling. And that's really down to his big heart in taking on the project, and of course, his talent and expertise. So I feel very grateful and fortunate that Shaun Monson took on this project. And also very grateful to Amy Jean Davis, who put in a good word for me with Shaun, because
Yes.
he didn't really know me. then he jumped in. So I'm very thankful for that. So now what I would really ask anyone who's watching this is if they wouldn't mind thinking about the contacts that you might have already in universities or high schools, like higher grade high schools, that would be interested in seeing this film. We are saving this film specifically for film festivals and for universities at this point. So its exclusivity would encourage universities to screen it, that they are getting something that can't be easily viewed anywhere else. And so many film festivals require that, as you know. So the 7 awards are really helping us get into schools. So it's sort of like the film festivals and the universities are working in conjunction with each other as far as how impressed they are by, oh, look at the award. So it's not to get, oh, look at us, we're getting an award. There's actually a purpose to it. We're in communication with a well-known television channel, which I'm not going to mention because it's at the beginning stages. And I think that we are in that communication because of the awards from the film festivals. So this is a whole new world for me, and I want to be as effective as possible. And I'm focusing on how to do it correctly. So if anybody has any contacts with universities or film festivals, please contact me. My email is education@animalherokids.org. And you can see our website, animalherokids.org.
Wonderful. And speaking of university contacts, here's Professor Abraham Wood.
Yes. This morning, my wife, Binik, and I were talking about how difficult it is for people to let go of meat. Actually, it took us also a while for us to realize that the fact of not killing is only for not killing people. But it was not included that it's not killing of animals. So, but I think as looking back or so in history, that seems like maybe the problems of humans started with domesticating animals and eating them. So that is maybe the beginning of all the problems we are facing actually now, which have been working on. So I would like to have your opinion how we can change best people to let go of this meat.
Well, people do not want to be cruel to animals. Generally, the average person, if anybody would have asked you many years ago, hey, would you like to be cruel to an animal today? You would have said, oh no, we're never cruel to animals. And I would have said the same thing, when indeed I was being cruel to animals and I didn't realize it. So films like The Heart Whisperer that tell a story where people can learn in a way that opens their minds to something that they never thought of before. So now Sailesh said that you were a professor, or you are a professor?
No, retired.
Oh, so if you have any contacts still, I don't know how long ago you retired, but if you have any contacts still, I will either come in person or virtually and lead a discussion after the film is shown, and arrange for people to enjoy vegan food also for free for that particular facility. So if you have any connections there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Susan,
now,
I have a proposition for you.
Okay, go ahead.
would you like to come to India and go around universities?
Well, I would. The only thing is I have to make sure we are actually right now, we've been asked by 43 film festivals to screen The Heart Whisperer.
Awesome. You're going to be really busy.
Yeah, I know. It's like I said, it's a new world for me. And now I'm just like wading through which ones are worthwhile, which ones, I mean, there's quite a few in Los Angeles, but the funny thing is, which I didn't realize, they don't even give you that much notice that you've won and that they want to screen it. Mm-hmm. And then they do want you to be there with the film. And I do really want to reach, of course, the people that are watching the film in person too. So I feel like I can't really commit to, a big trip like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that I couldn't in the future. I mean, that's for sure. That's what I plan to do is whatever film festival I'm showing The Heart Whisperer at, the local universities will be contacted to ask if they would like me to visit their school while I'm there. So, and I'm hoping that I have a proposition for you.
Okay.
If you will join me in the university programs, because to have your expertise there and your knowledge about how the climate can be healed by the choices that we make and what we eat, that would be very valuable for me. So I think I'm proposing a double bill,
Absolutely. I'm in.
So if anybody watching this would like us to come to their university, if they're a teacher, if they're a student, you could get 2 for the price of 1, but actually it won't cost you anything. So 2 for free.
Speaking of another university professor, here's Tammy and Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
Paul can ask the first question.
Hello.
Yeah, full disclosure. Hi, Susan. I'm not actually a professor, but I have taught at this university that I'm working at currently, but as a sessional instructor. So my, first of all, thanks for the film. It was, it's beautiful and inspiring. And I was wondering if you have any plans to visit Canada.
Yes, I would love to. Toronto. I don't know where you are, but
Toronto. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Where are you? No, sorry, go ahead.
I'm unfortunately in the heart of cattle country in Alberta. There are people driving around with license plates that say "I love Alberta" and then the cow icon or the
Yeah.
But that said, Calgary is a very it's a pretty it's a pretty progressive place in many ways, especially since I arrived 20 years ago. And because I work at the university, of course, I thought that if you were coming to Alberta, that would be a great place to go.
I would actually love to go to Alberta. I used to live in Toronto. A lot of the news footage was actually national Canadian news, the old news clips that are in the film.
I recognize Robertson, yeah.
Yes, there are some. And of course, I've protested in Alberta, the Calgary Stampede, and the rodeo there. All rodeos are horrific. So I would really love to go to Calgary, preferably not in the winter, though. But if you could get me in a university there, I would really love it. And if Dr. Rayo's available too, we could go together. But I am really committed to showing this film in a way that is the most effective possible. I feel very fortunate I was given this tool that is a veganizer by Shaun Monson, and I'm going to make the best use out of it as possible. So if that means going in person to a university in Calgary, I would love to do it. Now, the Nova Southeast University students that were law students in Florida, they got course credit for seeing the film because they participated in a feedback for community service, because we're a charity, and it was community service they were giving us by telling us if their opinions about how animals are treated were different after the film. So we could perhaps do something like that. I find it's very useful if the students get course credit if you're showing anything or doing anything. Do you think that's possible? We could arrange it?
I'll definitely investigate that. I have a lot of connections at the university, so yeah, I'm sure I can find a way in somewhere.
Well, you know my email address, education@animalherokids.org. So.
Yeah.
Susan, we would love, like Sailesh actually talked about a year ago, right, Sailesh, about wanting to come to Canada and do, a little, and Ray, and there's a few other people I believe on here that are from Eastern or where you're from, Ontario area. And it would be neat. We can maybe tag off somewhere halfway, right? And we'll pick up Susan and we'll continue on with the tour and, do Alberta and then head to BC. And we would be really, Paul and I would both be really super happy to host you. We have lots of space and, or even like hop from that area, all the areas that you could hit around the Toronto area and Ottawa and, of course, lots of big cities in that area. And then even just hop on a plane and come to the West and then do a tour from the West all the way to British Columbia. That would be like absolutely amazing. And I do think, we could have that discussion, start prepping for next summer as a possibility, because it's beautiful here in the summer. And the one thing I would like to say, I did a podcast with Susan, on the Million Vegan Grandmothers podcast, and it was beautiful. If anybody wants to listen a little bit more to Susan, and thank you, Susan. It's really very emotional. I kind of felt BJ's heart in this, that you have been doing this your entire life, your entire life. So thank you for the service, deeply. And I also know that you've rebranded from Animal Hero Kits. I just want to let people know. And I want to thank you for that work too, from the Million Vegan Grandmothers, the support that you've given children, not just children that are in a vegan family, but children that aren't in a vegan family and wanted to be vegan. And then you do it in such a loving, non-judgmental way that the whole families convert, and then they become, great advocates themselves. And it's so different hearing things from a child, does it have eyes? I don't want to eat it, right? So it's just so beautiful, the work that you've done to provide the space for entire families and the children that needed support because their families weren't supporting them at that young age. So as part of the Million Vegan Grandmothers, I would like to deeply thank you for that, because we're here for the children of all species, absolutely, and the grandchildren of all species. And so I wondered if you could just briefly comment on your new branding and why you chose to do that. I think that's really interesting for people that have been following you as an Animal Hero Kids. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for asking. So beananimalhero.org is going to be our new name, though I really always wanted it to be Animal Heroes, but someone else had the .com, so I never did that. And I've always educated for all grade levels, universities, colleges, and done so-called adult things, like hanging banners off the side of the building where they were deciding how many bears they were going to kill. So I do a lot of activism that are mainly for adults, and a lot of times the message is restricted because people will think, oh, kids, I don't have any kids. I don't like kids. Some would say, this message is not for me. I'm not a kid. And then, of course, 12 and 13-year-olds, they do not want to be called kids. So we were getting like a drain of our people going. As soon as they're like 13, they're too grown up for Animal Hero Kids. So it's very, we'll always have Animal Hero Kids. It's not that we're losing Animal Hero Kids. It's just that the umbrella is be an animal hero. And we're going to be rolling it all out with Animal Hero-tober. So Animal Hero-tober, which I don't know what time it is. I'm so bad with watching what time it is, but we have a couple of little videos and links to show for Animal Hero-tober and also the Veganza Animal Heroes. We're actually doing a rap song that is for teens, and the Veganza Animal Heroes series is for teens, though all ages do like it because it's fun. It's the world's first trifecta of vegan superheroes that are rescuing animals. And it's a series that's a graphic novel, which means it's an illustrated novel. When I first heard graphic, I thought it meant, oh, graphic, but it's not. So maybe we could show what I had sent earlier, which was the video where we could see Veganza Animal Heroes. And again, I'm not sure what time it is, how much time we have left, but I really do want people to go to the website, which is still currently animalherokids.org. And if you go to Animal Hero-tober, you can participate. And that's anyone, all ages. There are so many different things you can do to help animals during the month of Animal Hero-tober. Now, I'll let you know a little secret. Most of the people that are helping animals actually help animals all year round. But my purpose is to highlight them during Animal Hero-tober to convince people that think they're animal heroes, but don't know that they could actually be helping all species of animals with Animal Hero-tober. So I want it to be just as popular, if not more popular, than Oktoberfest without the beer, but with just helping animals. So maybe we could show one of those videos. Is that possible? If we have time? The videos that I sent.
BJ?
And I'm so thankful that BJ is helping with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Toronto Independent Short Film Festival actually gave us a Best Documentary Award.
Awesome.
Yes. So if sometimes that means they'll ask you to come even later again and screen it. So I would love to do a Canadian tour. I'd love to see Spadina Avenue, which used to be the fur district, and it's not anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can organize the Toronto tour for you.
Yeah.
There's Ray here. I mean, lots of people from Toronto are here too.
Yes.
Right. No, I think it'll take me a few minutes to queue it up. And so,
okay.
Okay.
That's right. But I appreciate you helping because I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. For me to focus and do that is difficult. So I really appreciate you helping. So thank you. Just let us know when it's ready.
Yeah.
So I want to say just a little bit about the Veganza Animal Heroes series. And right now, we are, you'll be the first to hear it here at VCOP, that we are doing a rap video, a rap music video. And you can breathe a sigh of relief here that I'm not the one doing the rap. So it's actually a real rapper, a vegan rapper. His name is Free. His last name is Bison, Free Bison. And he is doing, he and I have written the song together and he's performing it. And the Veganza Animal Heroes are going to be performing it. And we're going to be filming it in a sanctuary and also by the water, because there's 3 animal heroes in the Veganza Animal Heroes. There's Freedom, who is Corinne Sutton, the vegan professional bodybuilder. Corinne Sutton, you can follow him on Instagram. And he's Freedom, and his magic powers are to marshal the flying creatures to help rescue and liberate animals. And he can travel hide in the night with his night cloud to, there's actually a rescue of Lolita in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the first vegan mermaid since 2015 or 2014 in the Veganza Animal Hero picture book. And her name is Courage, and she marshals the creatures of the sea. And she actually helps when Lolita is liberated, she helps lead Lolita home to her family. And it's a beautiful book. And then you have Veganza, and Veganza is actually, I got the idea because I used to be Mother Nature for very young children in schools like kindergarten. And I would do a storytelling time as Mother Nature wearing like this green velvet cape. And so then I thought, hey, why am I Mother Nature? Mother Nature's good. You know, nothing against Mother Nature, but why wouldn't she be a superhero? And why shouldn't we have vegan superheroes that are really rescuing animals? So that's the Veganza Animal Heroes series that we're doing. And it's very popular. It became #1 on the new release, Amazon new releases for young adults when we went on our tour. And the tour was in England and Ireland. And something was absolutely beautiful happened when I was in England. When my Aunt Alwyn took me to that chicken hatchery when I was 9 years old in outside of Hebden Bridge, West Yorkshire, I returned there last summer as Veganza Animal Hero. And because the hatchery is gone. And what is there in its place are local businesses and a school. The school is called ARC. And I told the story of Veganza Animal Hero to very young children dressed as Veganza. So I returned to the exact same building I was at 9 years old, at 63 years old. Inspiring children to be kind to all animals. And the hatchery is no more. The hatchery now is replaced with local businesses that are independent family businesses that are not harming animals. So now that's a sign of how the world is evolving, because there are less people eating animals today than before. There are definitely less people drinking milk that was meant for baby cows. It's 42% of Americans have plant milks in their fridge. So there has been some positive changes. Like in the film, The Heart Whisperer, you'll see me at the Toronto Sky Dome after the Moscow Circus Bear Act. And, elephants, they don't use wildlife the same in circuses anymore because people got smart and they just stopped buying tickets because of the cruelty. They realized it. Now, what's happening to SeaWorld and all of those places like the Miami Seaquarium that are keeping animals captive is their ticket prices are going down. And so they're finding that they have to even go out of the country. Like SeaWorld now is opening in Dubai a 68,000 animals captive aquarium. So Americans are getting more aware of how wildlife are actually supposed to live. And they're now looking for opportunities to make money in other parts of the world. So we have to follow them there. Maybe we go there, Silas.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make a promise to you. No matter where you want me to come, I'll at least get on Zoom and come to you, okay?
Great, terrific.
No matter where I am.
So we are all, as I was saying earlier, we are I'm looking still for the animal saving jackpot. And like we all are who know what's happening to other animals, we're all looking for the animal saving jackpot. And I am continuously reevaluating what I'm doing. Is this being effective? Is that being effective? Well, that's why it's now Be an Animal Hero rather than Animal Hero Kids, because it's more effective that our message is for everyone, for all ages. And then also this film, how fortunate I am that the Heart Whisperer film was made and created by Shaun Monson. And I'm also very fortunate that that trailer that we saw was created by Darren Cavanaugh, who's with the Very Creative Vegan. And he worked for Miramax for like over 20 years. He's a real professional, and you can certainly see that in the trailer. So I'm very, very fortunate that people are coming forward to help me, that are professionals in the field of film. It's a whole new world for me. And I've always told stories, stories that help people empathize and open their minds, you know, develop critical thinking and put themselves in the place of the animal who needs help. I've always told those stories, whether it be through presentations, film, books. But yet here, I feel like I'm on a whole other level with the Heart Whisperer film, and realizing how much of an impact film can have on such a huge impact. And why wouldn't we use that? Why wouldn't we use film?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, Susan. Our time has run out. And thank you so much for doing what you're doing and for being here and sharing it with us.
Thank you so much. And anybody watching, we need people, if you could like our Instagram page, Animal Hero Kids, and Facebook and all that, but go to animalherokids.org and go to Animal Hero Tober to sign up. You can sign up to participate, and it's really easy. It's easy things to do, things you're probably already doing. So
if people have questions that they couldn't ask, can they email you?
Yes, education@animalherokids.org.
Okay, thank you.